All right, the birther issue, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I've heard you say that you are doing something. I don't agree with you on this whole birther issue. Plus, I think you're doing a great fundraising for the Democratic Party. By putting that aside, you have said that you are investigating. What are you doing?
Well, I think it's a very popular issue, and I think that nobody has solved anything. A lot of people are calling my office. They just did a poll. 75% of the Republicans think there really could be something to it, and about 30% of the Republicans don't think that Obama was born in this country. He hasn't provided a birth certificate. It's a certificate of live birth, which is totally different. He hasn't, I mean, there's so many different things that he hasn't done. He's spending a fortune in legal fees to try and get away from the issue. So I'm a little bit surprised at you. His grandmother said very plainly. His grandmother said very plainly that he was born in Kenya until all of the handlers went crazy, and then 60 seconds later, she maybe came up with a different answer, but nobody really heard it. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things going on here.
What are you doing, though, specifically,
I'm looking
Donald?
into it very seriously.
Like what, though?
Well,
Have you hired people?
Greta, I don't want to go into that. There's no reason to go into that in great detail, but I can tell you I have great resources, and I'm looking into it very seriously. As an example, where are his hospital records? How come his family is arguing over which hospital he was born in Hawaii? They don't even know which hospital he was born in, but the grandmother said he was born in Kenya. This is not an issue. I'm surprised at you, Greta. This is not an issue that they like.
I'll tell you why. I mean, I've listened even to the former Republican governor of Hawaii who says that he was born there. She believes that the head of...
Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that the governor of Hawaii was in the hospital room when Obama was born 50 years ago?
No. I don't believe she was there, but
he took one for the party.
No. This is the Republican woman governor, Laura Lingo, who said that she spoke to the head of whoever it was and that they looked at it. I'm willing to accept it.
I'd like to see proof. You know, Greta, when you were born, we can go and check those records, and you'll see the room number, the doctor's name, the nurse's name, how much your parents paid for that wonderful day in the history of this country when you came out and into this world. Okay, everybody has that. There's no records. There's no records. There's no birth certificate. There's no records.
You know what, Donald? I suspect that he does, but he's using this enormous fundraising because every time people complain about it, I bet money comes in over the transom of the Democratic Party. I don't think tactically that he wants to produce it.
You know what? I disagree with you. I think it's a very bad issue for him, and I think he loses a lot. And if he would do the favor, he would do this country a big favor if he has a birth certificate, a real birth certificate, not a certificate of live birth, which is totally different and a much lower standard. If he has a birth certificate, I think he'd produce it, and he'd produce it fast. And I'd love to see him produce it because I don't think this should be an issue. I would love to see it produced, Greta.
All right. Let me ask you one other thing. Is that on Fox today, you said that if you run for president, you were going to be the president's worst nightmare. How's that?
Well, look. He came out with some little nasty snippets at me, and he doesn't talk about Mr. Pawlenty. He doesn't talk about other candidates. He talks about me. He sent his minion out to say some little negative things. I'm sure the guy was told exactly what to say. It didn't come out very well. And frankly, I'm honored by that because he is concerned, whether it's the birther issue or the fact that he's doing a terrible job with China because China's taking all of our jobs. They're taking our money. They're making our products. They're manipulating the currency, which makes it very hard for our companies to compete. Whether it's OPEC, you're going to see your gasoline for your car be $6, $7, and $8 a gallon very soon. He has no control over OPEC because they don't respect him. Whether it's Mexico, what's going on there, Libya, a total mess. I mean, the man is doing a terrible job as president. The last person they want to run against is me, and I know that from a fact for people that are very close to Obama.